In this final video of our Moodle tutorials, we'll look at something called conditional activities. Conditional activities are features that enable you to release resources and activities for your students based on certain criteria, such as the completion of a course task or assignment, a grade received, participation, or even just by a date and time. Before we do this, though, we need to make sure you have the student progress enabled. So let's do that now. Go to your course settings and then edit settings and scroll down to student progress. You want to make sure that the completion tracking is set to be enabled. You also want to make sure that the completion tracking begins on enrollment. So I'm just going to save those changes and go back to my course. So again, in a nutshell, this feature really controls what it is and when it is your students will be able to see and have access to certain activities that you have set up in your Moodle course. So I'm going to show you this by going back and referencing the Fitness Hangman game that I just put together in the last tutorial. So I'm going to turn my course editing on. I'm going to go down to my Fitness Hangman and I'm going to click the editing feature. You'll notice all of the fields that we went through when we set the game up. But now when you scroll clear to the bottom, there are two fields that we've been skipping over. Because of the changes we just made to your course settings, I think it's this activity completion field that just showed up, but we'll look at both of them. So the first block up here is to restrict the access. You can do this in several different ways, and obviously it starts out with a date and time. You can enable this, and then the activity will only be available for a preset determined amount of time. You also can restrict access according to a grade that the student earns. So when I click the drop-down field associated with the grade condition, I can select any course activity that has a grade option associated with it. Then don't forget to fill out the percentage fields. If you want more conditions, just click the button to add a couple more, but don't get too carried away with this. All of the conditions that you set must be met before students can access anything you're trying to restrict. The last option in the box is how you want the students to see the restriction. The activity can either be grayed out with restriction information written below it, or you can hide it entirely. So that brings us down to the activity completion block. This block enables students to track their own task completion on your course homepage. It gives a box for students to check either manually or automatically. Well, Moodle will check it automatically upon activity completion for their tracking. So in the completion tracking, if you leave this set as do not indicate activity completion, then obviously no box is going to appear on your home page. But if you set this so that the students can manually mark the activity, then there will be a box for them to check off on the home page. And of course, the last option allows you to require certain conditions being met. And that's how you activate these required views. Students can either view the activity in order to complete it, which really is just a matter of opening a page and possibly closing it right back down, or you can require a grade to have this activity automatically be marked. So for my example, just real quick, I'm going to leave this set as manually so that we can see what it is that looks like. So now I'm going to save and return to the course. And you'll see, let me turn my editing off so you can see this a little bit better. But now you'll notice out to the side of my Fitness Hangman that I have a box. And now I can, well, students will be able to go through and mark that and check that as they feel they have gone through and have completed your activities. So that's the conditional activities. Take some time right now to try these out in your own course. Again, I'd suggest that you log in with your generic student account and see and work this from their perspective as well.